Welcome to Booming Your Bottom Line. With over 76 million boomers in the U.S. and 10,000 of them turning 65 every day, these older consumers will reach almost 20% of the U.S. population by the year 2030. Cities across the nation are not ready for this. They simply don't have the structure in place to support the aging boomers. There's not enough of nearly everything that they're going to need. Home remodeling and maintenance, financial services, legal services, occupational and physical therapy, doctors, transportation, delivery, you name it. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to step up, be part of the solution, and profit from it? If so, you're going to have to learn how to reach them, how to talk to them, and how to structure your business so it better meets their needs. I'm Mark Hager, and along with my co-host Aaron Murphy, we're going to teach you how to grow your business, help more people, and realize the income of your dreams. So let's get to this week's topic.
Hi, and welcome to episode 42 of Booming Your Bottom Line. I'm Aaron Murphy, and with me, as always, every week is my co-host, Mark Hager. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Aaron. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Boy, I got to tell you, I'm already geeking out a little bit because of what we're covering this week. Small business marketing that makes sense. This is one of my most favorite things to not only talk about, but to help people do. I mean, I love it because it's something that you can get both immediate and long-term results, by doing this for your business. It's absolutely applicable to you as a business owner if you're serving boomer customers, and it really isn't that hard to do. I mean, it takes some learning, a little dedication to a process, but it isn't hard. And by results, I mean it can have a major influence over how much income you earn, how many customers that you have coming in, your overall brand awareness, and much, much more for the life of your business. Now, I just want to tell everybody that this is a teaching session, and we're going to give you a system today, okay? So you're going to have to pay attention and take some notes. So if you're driving, put us on pause and come back to us later, or pull over, one or the other. I want to make sure that you get it today, because we're putting some things that we've talked about over the last few months. We're putting some of these together as a system for you so you can understand how they all work. Plus, and this is very, very exciting for us, we've got some big news at the end of this episode, a new initiative that we're taking on to help you get more local exposure for your small business. So make sure you stick around.
Yeah, you bet. You've probably heard us talk about subjects like this individually over the last 10 months. Combining a few of these together gives you a system for marketing your small business. We've been studying at length over the last 10 years this subject matter. And when we put together a system that's focused, repeatable, and ultimately achievable, if you dedicate yourself to understanding and implementing the process we're sharing with you today, the success is there for the taking. Mm-hmm. Okay? That, coupled with the right languaging and the kind of offers that your business uses and provides, can help your own small business experience unbelievable growth and become an unstoppable force in your local market. And Mark and I teach about languaging and how to create your offers in much more depth and with a ton of insight with our high-end training program. You can talk to us about that offline. But for today, we're going to be strictly focused on an overview of how you can have great marketing for your business, get results like you've never had before, and reap the significant income benefits and rewards from those efforts. So we're going to cover 3 distinct areas you should focus on: digital marketing, that's web and local search ranking; local media, news sites, newspapers, blogs, and magazines; and authoring and interviewing exposure. These 3 things put together are the basis for, let's call it what it is, a powerhouse marketing approach that gets you what you need to grow. Grow your income, your customer base, and your brand awareness. Mm-hmm. There's really nothing else more effective for small business owners than what we're about to share. So, like Mark said, today we're going to give you a system that you could use starting tomorrow, start implementing, and make a difference in your business. So let's dig right into that. We got a lot to cover.
All right, so we're going to start with your digital marketing first. Specifically, we're going to talk about your website and your local search ranking. How well you rank locally for keywords and the concepts that make your website show up for the customers that you're trying to reach. The things that these people search for that make your company money. All right? I want to start by saying that you may think this is elementary or too simple, But let me go out on a limb here, and I dare say to cut that off at the knees about a preconceived notion you might have around this, based off a lot of experience. Thinking you have these things is much different than knowing you're doing it right. And statistically speaking, and based off of the years and years of experience that we have in working with small business owners, most of you are not doing this right, and it is costing you a lot of money. Now, if you've listened to us for a while, you've heard us talk about this, and we're not trying to beat a dead horse. We're trying to educate you about how important this actually is for your business. So, for your website specifically, this refers to the structure, the hierarchy of the pages and the content on your site, all from the framework of what topics and subject matter that you cover. Now, your website needs to be built for your customers first and foremost, then also for the search engine second. And that includes, your copy, the wording that you use, your imagery, your photo tags, your subject matter. These are all the topics that you talk about. For example, you'd have a home page, a services page, an about us page, contact page, and a blog page. And that blog page is where you list the articles that you write. And there are two areas that are most important in local search, and that's your services page and your articles, your blog. Now, you structure your services page like this. You have a main service page that lists all your services and brief descriptions, and then underneath that you have individual service pages that really talk at length about that particular service. Okay? Right. And the main services page just links to those sub-pages that are about the individual services. And then there are the articles you have to and you should be writing regularly to keep ranking well in local search for your blog. And this content matters. It really, really matters. You have no idea how important it is. You'll want to write about topics that are in your area of industry knowledge that allow you to provide your opinion in a format and delivery of a trusted advisor and around subjects that are relevant to your business and to your customers. You cannot miss that. And when I say relevant to your customers, I mean topics they were actually interested in and written in a way, the same way your target boomer customers, how they talk about these subjects. Okay? That means that there's got to be some research done on your part. You have to know the words they use as well as what they're searching for and how that relates to your business solutions. Then within those articles, you link back to those individual service pages. Okay? That means you're relating them to each other. And the linking stuff is, a bit of minor science, but it's just a matter of getting in the habit of doing it when you're blogging or writing articles, and we can teach you how to do that.
Yeah, right, Mark. So why do we talk about all this? Why do we recommend it? Why do we teach it? Well, when you write on your website's blog page, you become published, okay? And as a result, if you're good at it, or you can hire somebody to help you be good at it, the goal here is that you'll have targeted content that resonates with your audience. It's of interest and therefore something they will consume. That establishes you as an authority in your local market. Then, in turn, that helps you become seen as an expert in your community around the subject matter where you are a solution to a problem in a way that your competition isn't doing, okay? And look, there's a basic fact that published authors are paid speakers, okay? Because being published makes them an industry expert around a subject matter pretty much all the time. So publish your opinions on your subject matter. Read articles online and then share them and links to them. We can teach you that, along with your opinion on the matter and how it applies to your consumers, your customers, okay? When you add your slant, your experience, your expertise, and your point of insight, that's a value add to your readers.
Absolutely.
So when you post your articles on your site, you're also going to want to share on social media channels like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, even Pinterest or Instagram, depending on your level of interest in those and if images or photos are a big part of the story you tell. Remodeling is actually a great example here because of that whole transformative nature of before and after photos. So, but FYI, there's ways to automate and there's softwares to help you with social media sharing. I know for some of you, you're probably hearing this and just seeing the clock spin in your head as to, non-billable hours and one more thing I have to do in my 12 to 14 hour day. And trust us, it's not like that once you get it set up. So next, what you need to be doing is reaching out more directly in your own local media outlets. Why? Because you absolutely need to be mentioned by local press agencies and media formats. And it's pretty easy to do. Why? Because they need you. Okay. They need ideas and information to publish every day. Think about that reporter. They need help, right?
Mm-hmm.
They need leads on certain subjects and resources. And if you could be a resource they could count on for certain articles and topical information, they have deadlines to meet all the time, you guys. When you do this for them, once you've proven yourself with content and articles and you build that relationship, you'll inherently become shortlisted for articles in the future. I can speak from experience on this one, Mark, and there's no better not advertising, right? It's free.
Yeah.
What a win-win. And it is for them too. I get called or emailed 2 or 3 times a year for my county newspaper when they're running an insert or a special sequence of articles around second half of life or health and longevity. And when they contact me, I take an evening and spend a couple hours. I write an article. I tie it to empowering housing. And many times in a 12-month period after that, I end up with billable work because they read that and hung on to my name. Pretty sweet, huh?
So it's worth the time and effort to build those relationships, with your local newspaper reporters, radio and TV folks, pitch articles, interviews, and eventually, you're going to land a few. And you'll be on your way to being seen as a local expert. And the answer, and this is so important, the answer for situations where your business can solve people's problems.
Right.
You'll be pulling away from your competition yet again and in another way. Eventually, you're going to get mentioned in articles and get interviews. You'll be quoted in other people's writing too. Right. Now, I know Aaron just got asked for permission to be quoted and referenced in someone else's book this week, and was quoted on a very highly ranked site in the U.S. That's about.com, right, Aaron?
Yep.
As an example. If you pursue local media consistently and correctly for long enough, it's going to become commonplace for people to see your name and your company's name in print. And that is where the magic happens. That is when your brand starts to become synonymous with the services and your high-level offers that you have for consumers. And it is an awesome feeling, and it is an awesome return on your investment because that can go on for years, and you just keep that cycle going.
Absolutely. You're planting seeds. So, All right, I love this part because this is something I've done, and year over year, it continues to help me increase brand awareness and increase my income as a result. And that is teaching, educating the public, speaking in front of groups to educate them about things that matter to them, such as how can they have a home they can stay in longer as they grow older, be happier, healthier, live more enjoyable lives, despite what life might throw at them in the second half. A 15 to 30-minute talk given once a month over a 5-year period has led to hundreds of thousands of new revenue dollars and wealth increase at my company. Just because I took the time to teach people how to have a better life at home. And of course, how I can help them achieve that. You don't get up there and it's not a commercial for you. It will happen inherently and secondarily. And I can promise you, bar none, this is definitely one of the best investments I've ever made in myself. Learning how to do this and acting on that knowledge to grow my company. You guys can do this too. Trust me, you should. Okay, I've become synonymous with the term aging in place in a 3 to 5 countywide area from doing what I just said, and we can teach you how. My competition hasn't done that, okay? They missed it. I saw it 6 years ago. Mark saw this coming 11 years ago. Now no one can catch up. Wouldn't you like to be out in front of your competition like that?
Heck yeah. I mean, who wouldn't want to be? And you know, the epitome of you and your business, tying all this together for you here, it's your elevator speech. We've talked about this in a previous episode of a podcast. Your 90-second pitch. It's the most focused piece of messaging, you are going to create for your company. And it needs to be perfect, thoughtful, considered, in-depth, and at length, and practiced incessantly until it defines you. Explain in 90 seconds what you do, what you believe in, how you solve problems for clients with your company's offers, products, and services. Now, if you don't have this, if you don't have a 90-second pitch created and honed and finalized yet, you need to do it. It may not seem like a big deal or something that you might, you think you might not even use, but it is a brief that sums up what you do, why, and how, and most overall, why it's important, because you talk about the results in a way that resonates with your target customers. And it leads you to being better able to start any conversation with anyone and craft those conversations, when applicable, to lead to sales, to lead to a sales-directed discussion. And that is a valuable skill that you can't afford not to have.
That's true. Very true. So, folks, this is all about your calculated and structured approach to your exposure, okay? All these things put together, these different avenues and angles we've discussed today, are really drip marketing. Honestly, you're creating trust and rapport over time with every single interaction, every exposure, every phone call, every chat in person with folks about what you do. It has to be well thought out. There has to be continuity in your messaging. I mean, every person you network with, run into, talk to, share social media with, write an article for, speak to, or make a presentation to, right? That's a long list, and it's all tied together. You have to have a plan and work the plan, or you're tossing poo at a fan, per se. Sorry. It's not, we talk about throwing stuff at a wall to see what sticks. It's not even going to hit the wall, okay? The fan is all that white noise out there that's blowing back at you. You need a way around that. And this is that solution, and we teach it in our training.
Well, now that your head is probably reeling a little bit, we've got two things that are going to help you. We're really excited about both of them. We had an incredible amount of feedback from our small business community in the last week or so, and decided to break out our marketing training from our high-end Booming Your Bottom Line coaching program into a self-paced system to help you with your small business marketing. Now, we're working on this now, and we'll be announcing it in the coming weeks. So if you haven't signed up for our newsletter or haven't joined our private Facebook group, go do one of those now, because in a few weeks we're going to announce it in those places when it's ready.
Right. And the second thing we've got for you today that's going to help with your brand awareness and local search ranking, starting next week, we're going to change up the format of our podcast a little bit. We're going to start interviewing small business owners, maybe you, and interviewing industry experts. Now, if you get interviewed, you're going to have access to the YouTube video and audio of that interview to share, put on your website, etc. You're going to get links from our website to your business website, and we'll promote the episode to the tens of thousands of people, that we know in our own social media communities. This will give your website a little bit of a boost in your local search.
Yeah, we are super stoked about this new format too, because it's going to be so beneficial for you. You're going to get to hear from your peers, their passion, motivation, challenges, solutions, and more, as well as other experts who can shed light on even more topics to help you achieve the level of success that you desire. This is going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you stay tuned. We'll be choosing our first interviewees from the members of our private Facebook group. Now, before we go, I'd just like to say that if you are really ready to grow your business and your income, if you're ready to learn what you need to do to get there, including with your marketing, if you're ready to act, we want to talk to you personally. If this resonates with you today, then go to byblive.com/ready. Fill out that form, and let's get on the phone to talk about your small business and what it's going to take to get you there.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to hear from you. Thanks for listening today. If you would, please share this episode on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter. Help us reach even more owners like yourself that are doing good work in their communities, helping older customers. Until next time, be well, be bold, and boom your